Okay, so moving on to finding simple percentages, it says, but multiples of 10% and 5%. Okay, so yesterday we found 10%, 25%, 50%, 75%. Okay, so now they're going to be multiples of 10% and 5%. Okay, so 20% is a multiple of 10, 20 is a multiple of 10. Okay, and that's why yesterday's work was so key, and why I find being able to divide by 10 really quickly, really fluently, really accurately is so key. Across all maths really, but like we can now use that today to then go on and find further percentages. So to find 20% of 120. Okay, it's simple. You might actually see 20% if you divide times 20 by 5, you get to 100. So if you divide it by 5, you'll get to your answer. But you can do that very quickly if you like, but the way we kind of teach it, yeah, the overall kind of method to help everyone is to find 10% of a number first, okay? Because we should be able to do that quickly, fluently. So 120, so if we find 10%, we divide it by 10, like we were doing yesterday, okay? And some of you should be able to see that relationship quite quickly, and we'll be able to do that in your head. Some of you might just need the place value kind of columns just to help you. Okay, so we're going to divide it by 10. So dividing, you're making it smaller, you're sharing it out. So remember we had our decimal point would be there, we haven't got it because it's a whole number at the moment. 120, we're going to make it 10 times smaller. Okay, so our numbers shift. Okay, our numbers shift. That's very important, especially when we go. We will often say not to say when you multiply, you don't just add a 0 on. Okay, it might look like it, but it doesn't work with decimals. Yeah, so we shift the numbers. That's why we talk about our place value. When we multiply by 10, divide by 10, the numbers shift one place, 1 power of 10 over larger if you're multiplying. In this case, smaller because we're dividing. Okay, so we had 120, we divided it by 10, so 10 times smaller, we have 12. Okay, so we don't need that placeholder. We don't need that placeholder. So 10% is equal to 12. Leave that for now. So here we go. So I can find 10%. So if I want to find 20%, I can 20% is equal to double that, double 12, isn't it? 2 lots of 10%. So you can either think of it as 2 times 12, yeah, or you can, or it's actually in this case it's 12 add 12, isn't it, as well? Either way, you'll get to the same answer, 24. Okay, so 20% of 120 would be 24. All right, now, so that's finding 10% and multiples of 10%. And we might as well use this example. Let's say it wasn't quite so nice to us. Let's say we wanted to find 60% of 120. Okay, 60% of 120. Okay, we've already found 10%. Yeah, so we know 10% is 12. Okay, and we know 6, so 60%. 10 times 6 would make 60, so we do 12 times 6. Okay, 12 times 6 to give us 60%. 12 times 6, if hopefully we know our 6 times table, or 12 times 8, is 72. Okay, 72. Okay, so 60% of 120 is 72. So there, we can work through all the multiples. If we find 10%, yes, find 10% first, then you can, if you've got 20, times it by 2, 30, times it by 3, 40, times it by 4, and so on. All right, so that's where we get to 10s, 20s, 30s. Okay, so what about 5? What about 5%? Let's say we needed to find 35% of 120. Okay, for speed. Well, what do you notice? What can you see already that we know? We have 10%, yes? If I write that there, just so that we're... There we go. So we have 10%. To find 5%, what would we do? Divide it by 2. You would halve it, wouldn't you? Okay, so 10% is 12. Half to get 5%, half of 12. Or divided by 2. Or would be 6. Okay, so 5% is equal to 6. So we want 35%. So we're going to need 3 lots of 10%. So 3 times 12. So because that's 10%, remember. So 3 times 12 would be 36. That gives us 30% at the moment. And then we need to add 5%. So we add our 5% there. 36, add 6. 3 add 1 is 42. Okay, so 35% of 120 is 42. Okay, so there we go. By finding 10%, we can find 5% very quickly by halving it, dividing by 2. Yes, of any number. Any number. So I think the ones on your sheet you find in percentages of 80. Okay. And then there's a find the missing digits problem at the bottom. Remember with those find the missing digits problems, this one's here, yeah. See if there's any you can use straight away, if there's any that look like kind of grab your attention and you can kind of use that number straight away. So maybe the 0 you could use straight away quite quickly. Let's see. Okay, but let's see how you get on with that. All right. And remember, yeah, where it says 15 times 360, that means 15% of 360. Okay, so it's just put in there, it's just written differently sometimes. Okay, so what is equal to 15% of 360? All right. Okay, good luck.